good, everybody? It's your girl, Kae'S, back again for another episode on Kae'S Kissing Booth. And like always, we are not alone. We got a very special returning guest at that in the building. Go ahead and let them know who you are.
It's Rich, Rich Forever.
I know that's right. And if you know, you better tap in with him. He's a businessman. Plus, he's about to spit some knowledge on this wonderful topic that we're talking tonight, which is about self-love and empowerment. And I think before we dive into it, I think it's really special that a black man has decided to come and step into my booth to talk about this topic, because you don't really see many black men on podcasts talking about this topic in depth. And so I'm glad that you decided to step into my booth today and just let my viewers know your thoughts and opinions on this topic and be vulnerable for a little bit in my booth.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, self-love, right? Mm-hmm. Self-love a big thing for everybody, but like especially melanated men, Mm-hmm. We go through so much and we have to put on so many masks, and growing up in environments we grew up into to survive and just to thrive and be able to do what we need to do. Mm-hmm. So, self-love is a reflection of all love, right?
Right.
So the way you love yourself, that's how you're going to deal with relationships. Mm-hmm. That's how you're going to deal with yourself. Mm-hmm. That's how you're going to pretty much everything in your life. All your relationships going to be affected by that. How you treat yourself, how you deal with people. Mm-hmm. The other aspect of it is mental health, right?
It is.
So mental health is the condition of your physical and emotional health. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people now it's being more talked about, but we ignore that. You feel me? We gotta work. We gotta go. You feel me? When you a man and you whine and you cry about certain things, you looked at a certain type of way. You feel me? Right. Nobody want to be that, and you feel me? It's we conditioned to it. Yeah,
because I was about to say, as black men, I know they tell you guys, like, oh, you can't cry, you can't do this. Like, it's not the time to show emotion. It's not the time to, like, worry about the small stuff. You got to be out there, be the provider, be the person that's grinding. So you really can't take the time for yourself because you have so many responsibilities, especially if you have a family or even if you don't have, like, kids. Just seeing the way you grow up, if you grow up with a certain struggle, it's kind of like that's your main focus instead of really going within and seeing if you're good in the inside or who's going to check up on you. Because a lot of men, they don't get that consideration like women. I know there's some men that will cater to their woman and ask her, okay, how's your day going? How's this going? And really open up and talk to their partner. But at the same time, men don't get that same treatment, or that treatment is so foreign to them that when they do, they don't know how to react to it,
And I feel, and that goes to how someone is, as you brought up. Are you brought up in a loving home? Did you grow up on love, or did you grow up on survival?
Right.
And I feel like so many of us growing up in our community grew up on survival, especially men. A lot of us grew up from single parent households.
Yep.
It's a large statistic of melanated men that grew up in single parent households. Melanated people in general, and it has so many bad traumatic effects, and it had been passed down. So one of the biggest things is becoming aware of self-love and knowing what it is, what it looks like, how to care for yourself,
And since you said what it is, I actually have a definition so that for people that don't know exactly what it means, self-love is the state of appreciation for oneself that grows from actions that support their physical, psychological, spiritual growth. So self-love definitely means having a high regard for your own well-being in pursuit of your own happiness. So definitely, it's so many elements to loving yourself, as you can see from the definition. So from a physical standpoint, you might have somebody that goes and works out, has a whole workout plan. They work out 5 days a week, and that's how they show their self-love in a physical standpoint. Or you have some people who experience trauma. And I'm going to get a little vulnerable myself when it comes to this. I remember when I used to feel alone and sad, I used to really cradle up in like a fetal position and I would kiss my knees. So I feel like that's another way of showing like, hey, I appreciate myself. I love myself. I'm comforting myself. But it used to come from a trauma standpoint as well. But I felt like it was growth to let me know like, hey, I got me in a sense. And then if we go from a spiritual growth, it depends on what journey you are. Some people, they go to God for it. Some people, they have their own representation of what a God means to them as well too. So there, like I said, within the definition, there's so many levels to that element. But what you thinking? Because I see it in your face. You got your topic.
I want to kind of break down like how what you said in the definition. So by working on yourself, that strengthens how you feel about yourself, right?
Right.
So when I'm working on myself and I know what's best for me, that means cutting out things that's a detriment to me. Mm-hmm. All the liabilities, if it's a liability to my health or my future, I got to cut it out. You know, the physical aspect, working out, the nutritious aspect, eating things that's not eating things that's not for you, eating the right things, even though you don't like it. That's discipline in general. Emotional aspect. Dealing with relationships, that's a big one. Protecting your peace.
Yes.
You know, in certain situations we have to deal with people like the workplace, right?
Right.
So, you have to deal with people and you have to know things that work for you. If you can't be around this person, you can't be civilized, you know how to take yourself away from that situation. You gotta eat, you gotta meditate, if you gotta go journal, if you gotta go talk to somebody, you gotta find out things that work for you, Let's see what I say with physical, the mental aspect, intellectual aspect, reading, going to get that education, research. I
want to ask, what type of stuff should a person be reading? Because we read stuff on a daily. When we scrolling through Instagram, we reading the bios. So what would you say would be like a tip for those people that want to stimulate their mental? You don't have to suggest a book, but if you want to just say what type of genre of reading that they should read to motivate them.
Personally, I'm not going to read. I kind of got out of reading things that didn't really help me. Okay. If I can't use it and applicable to life right now, then you feel me? I'm not going to. I feel like that's just another form of escapism, man. I'm already trying to cut down as much of that as possible. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So, I like to read a lot of psychology books, a lot of self-help books, things that challenge or introduce different perspectives on how to think. I feel like perspective is a superpower, It's a certain way you look at a certain situation. And the thing is, it could be one situation and there's so many different perspectives within that, So I feel like that play a big part in it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the perspective and having an open mind as well too, because the only way that you're going to be able to grow is if you're open to learning new things that will upbuild you as a person.
Right. So it's two mindsets. Have you heard of that, growth and fixed?
Let us know. Come on.
So you have fixed mindset. Fixed mindset believe that I'm born with these skills or talent. I'm gonna get to this certain level, and that's just what it's gonna be. Mm-hmm. A growth mindset, it's more optimistic. Obviously I might have been born with these talents, but I keep trying. I can always perfect. I can get better at it. So that's the type of mindset you want to have. Mm-hmm. It's to the point I only want to surround myself around people with that type of mindset because that is infectious as well. Who you around. That's another thing with self-love. I'm not about to be around nobody who don't care about where they want to go or what they want to do.
Right.
Because I care. I care about all of this. I got kids. That's everything to me.
But I feel like too, when you have something to live for, and for you, like you said, you have kids. So you have somebody or people that you have to be a role model for. For people that don't have kids, I feel like finding that inner purpose or taking that journey or down that journey to find what your purpose is, I think it's really key. So it dials back to what you said about having discipline. I feel like the younger that you are and you teach yourself discipline in certain areas, it will actually put you in that mindset that you need to be able to have the perspective to avoid certain situations or know that, I want to put this stuff into myself, put this stuff into my body, put this type of thinking into my mind. When you practice that discipline, you're going to be on the right turn, but you have to find your purpose. So if you don't have, let's just say if you don't have kids.
Live within your purpose, right?
You got to live within your purpose. So for you, it's your kids. For me, it's because when I eventually do have my own family and when I do have my kids, I don't want to have to do or feel like I didn't do enough in my adulthood to prepare for that type of situation.
Right.
So I push myself and I grind every day, and I know you grind because you got to tell my viewers really like who you are, because I don't think even on our last episode we got to get the proper introduction. This is something that you live and breathe, actually, and this is one of the many things and many talents that you do have that you do speak on. So I feel like get a little personal with my guests. Let them know who you are.
Okay. I'm Rich, right? So I have a wellness brand, Your Body Temple. So
Link will be in the description.
So I'm gonna tell you how I kind of came up with it. So my father, right? That's my man. So he passed away in 2020.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And he had congestive heart failure.
Oh, and he said he passed in 2010?
2020.
2020. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So he had congestive heart failure. So since I was young, he didn't pretty much have health problems or whatnot, and I've been aware of that as growing up. So one thing in my mind was always, I want to be healthy. I don't want that to ever be a thing. I don't want that to ever have to get that call or anything like that. So your body's your temple. So mind, body, spirit, having a sense of this is just a vessel. This is a vessel. We are spiritual beings having a physical experience, and life is go up and down. You feel me? That's what it's about. Nutrition, eating the right things, working out, taking care of your body, you only get one. Like health is wealth. Like that's so important to me. Because of that, I want to make sure I'm around for my children, be able to teach them about these different things and help them live a healthy life. Because look at the world we living in now.
Right.
Everything is crazy. So
right.
That's real. That's real big to me. I do photography. That's one of the things I do. One of the hobbies. My pops was a photographer as well. He loved doing that. So that's I picked up from him. What else?
He's like, this list is long. I'm trying to pick which ones I want to say.
Nah. Because I do a lot of different things, but I'm more in the sense of I have these different skills and talents, but it's more so like you say, living in your purpose. My purpose is service and helping people. Any different avenue where I can service people, like people that look like me, and help somebody and really change their life by giving them knowledge or information like that. Like that's what I love to do. That put a smile on my face. So any business or anything I'm associated with, it's all geared towards service and helping others. Because that makes my day. That makes me happy. And at the end of the day, I know if I do that, I can look at my children and know, and like long as if anything happened to me and they know what I did, I can live with that.
Right.
You feel me?
Right. I think that's dope. And since you did say that your father died of congestive heart failure. I'm about to say symptoms. Failure. My granddad passed in 2009 with congestive heart failure as well. So, and that was my father in a sense. That was the closest thing that I had to a male role model or figure in my life. So that really was a soft spot for me as well too. So, see, you learn some things on Kae'S Kissing Booth. Learn some things on Kae'S Kissing Booth. But since you did say that, you take every day and you like to give to people, and you also want to teach your kids how to have a healthy lifestyle. What are some affirmations that you would pass on to your kids, or some affirmations that you even say to yourself that you could share to my viewers about self-love?
Oh, affirmations, man. It's crazy because I literally have affirmations like living on my mirror. And it's crazy because I'm like drawing a blank right now. I can't even think of them. But I am money. I attract money effortlessly. Money comes to me. I am where money resides. That's one of them. Let's see. I can't even think of nothing right now. It's crazy.
I know on my mirror, I write that I am beautiful. I can conquer anything I put my mind to. And also, too, like people that work with me within my day job, what I do, we have whiteboards at our cubicles. So what I do is I go around to everybody's cubicle and I write affirmations with a quote every day. And I feel like, too, I think it lifts everybody's mood, but also, too, once you create a bond with people, you get to know people as well. And if you give them that comfort to where, okay, I know what you going through on a daily. Like, it took a lot for you to get here. Seeing that, oh, dang, you wrote something on my board to motivate me.
And I mean, that's another aspect of self-love. Like, when you truly love yourself, you want to bring up others around you. Because if I love me, you love you, and everybody around them love themselves, like, it's generally going to be a better environment versus you going through this or whatever. Not even necessarily that you're a detriment, but that energy. That energy, you feel that energy. I could come in the room and tell, like, okay, yeah, what's up, Kay? What's going on? What's wrong? Or I can tell, like, when you see me, you be like, hey, Rich, you know. If you're not meeting me with that energy, then it's, you know, not necessarily that it's even detrimental to me, but I feel
you feel it. And I think that's being aware, self-awareness. I think we talked about that last time.
And part of self-love, being being aware of what's going on, being aware of who you are, where you going. We all have faults and things that we battle with, and that's part of being human. You know, we all got different traumas we done been through and we done went through. Some we done conquered, some we still deal with, you know.
On a daily.
And it's really hard to really know if you really dealt with a trauma, because you don't know until a certain situation come up that brings about that trauma in a whole nother way that you never experienced it.
Facts.
So I feel like when it comes to that healing process, it's a constant thing. And that's a big aspect of self-love, is working on yourself in all these aspects and healing from things that you've been through.
Because you know that helps promote the social self-love, because there's a social self-love.
How you see yourself, you know.
Right. And how you interact with others. So like you said, how you're able to pick up on my energy and be like, hey, Kay, you good? You go. That means that you're aware within yourself. You have love for yourself, but you also have social self-love to where you can share your love with others and still not be drained. Because we have people that give and put into so many people that they don't even take the time out for them. They feel emotionally, spiritually, mentally drained because they done gave it all to somebody else. But when you get to that point where you love yourself and you have it within yourself, you can blossom to the point where if I check on that, I don't need nothing else. Right. Anything else is an addition.
Everything that you need is within self already. You feel me? So
no, you can.
Once you know that and it's understanding that, like, that's key.
So I know we just went in with our talking. I do want to ask a question too. What does unconditional self-love mean to you? Since we are definitely scratching the surface of it, what does that mean to you?
Unconditional self-love, loving yourself. I feel like you can't love yourself unconditionally, you know? Like, if we want to be honest, because that's loving you regardless. You have to love yourself regardless of your flaws. When you look in that mirror, you have to love yourself for everything, you know? That don't mean, oh, I have these issues or these shortcomings, I'm going to just look past them. I'm loving myself knowing that I'm constantly working towards getting better. You have to love yourself, like, on all levels, like.
But that be the hard part though too.
Actually, it's loving yourself enough to improve in these areas that you know you need to improve in. You feel me? Like,
that be the scary part.
That's so. I feel like when it comes to unconditional loving yourself, you can't. It ain't. Yeah, like, that's what real self love is the unconditional love of yourself, to want to be the best version of you.
So you can't put no conditions on what you're doing. You gotta make sure that you accept all your flaws and all.
Yeah, like I said, not saying, it's okay that I'm this or that. You know, I still gotta work towards and be better, the best version I can be, but be able to live with the good and the bad. So
is it safe to say that you can ask yourself, could you rely on yourself? Like right now, where you at and where you going right now, and what you've been working on right now, could you rely on yourself to make a decision to where if it was a decision that impacted your self-love, can you rely on yourself to make the right decision moving forward?
As far as what? And I mean, because, okay, so that's an everyday thing. Like, okay, we might eat this food that we know ain't the best for us, really. It's really not good for us. I might eat a little candy or whatnot, but it's in moderation to know, like, I know I can't go too crazy with this because this ain't no good for me for real.
Okay.
So I think that's an example of self-love. And it's going to be days where you might eat too much than you supposed to. But other days you be like, you know what? I'm going to lead it together all alone. But it's a constant battle. Like, but that's just like, that's the healing process with anything.
Now, what do you say about relationships?
The unconditional love as far as relationships?
Or can you rely on yourself to make the proper decision that doesn't impact your self-love within relationships?
I can. I feel like I can. I feel like that's something I have struggled with in the past. Okay. But as I get older, one thing I always tell myself is legacy. Legacy is a focal point and a theme of my life, the chapter of my life right now. Everything I do is for what I leave behind in my legacy. So that's how I got to think going forward. So if I'm dealing with you, no matter these different benefits that come with it or whatever, if it's not aligned with me, what I want to do, if you can't pass on my message to my children, if anything happened to me, and if you can't keep it going to make sure that where I'll fall behind, keep it going without being sounding condescending, being a certain type of way, like that's how I feel.
Now, can I ask a question? Would you want to get married?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Like I told you, family, the black family, like, that's important. Having that strong family structure, like, that's what's needed. And the fact that that's the one thing that hurt us, because before, like, the crack era and whatnot, our people was married. They was a family. That's what kept us in the game for real.
Right.
Because we ain't had no money, so, like, they both, like, so the parents was gone, but the grandparents, they watched the kids, you feel me? Like, that family was strong.
Right.
But you taking that man out the house, like, that hurt.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these young men, they can't see how am I supposed to act? I don't see a man treating my mother this type of way.
But then also, too, you got men that don't want to be there for their kids as well. So you have there's a lot of men that didn't want to be there for their kids. So that's when you got the baby mother culture to where, I'm too independent to do this without my partner. I don't want to do You have people that don't want to do co-parenting.
And I feel like that's an issue of self-love on both ends. You feel me? Like, the man, right? How you look at somebody who look like you and you don't want to be involved with them?
Thank you.
That's crazy.
And especially if they born on the same day.
But again, okay.
Right.
But again, like that's like a trauma mindset. That's like I don't know, a lot of people suffer from a lot of different self-sabotaging things.
Most definitely.
And I feel like the crazy thing about kids is a lot of people may feel like kids trap you or they limit what you can do, but kids will really save your life. You feel me? They'll really give you a new reason to live and a new outlook on life. You feel me? Because now, regardless of what you thought you was doing now, you feel me? Now, sit down and take care of this baby. You feel me? And if you got to do it alone with shit, maybe you should have made better choices on who you decide to do it with or pay different attention. You feel me? It happened. And even as a man, if now you can't see your kid because you won't deal with this woman, then maybe you should have thought a little bit and looked at different things when dealing with this woman, you feel me? And sometimes people completely change, you feel me? But that's life. But it ain't about what happened, it's how we respond to and how we keep it going. And again, like I said, knowing what's the right thing to do, what you're supposed to do, you feel me, and what's going to be best for you, that's loving yourself regardless.
Definitely agree. I definitely agree.
I wanna talk about the mental aspect of it. Like,
let's get on to it. I'm ready.
When we talk about, like, mental health, right? And it goes hand in hand with self-love, because when you got a high level of self-love, then your mental health gonna be high, right? You feel me? You love you, right?
It's a 50-50 for me, because some mental health issues, some are hereditary, some have been passed on. So as much as some people are actually battling their mental against their heart, like they battle with their mental every single day, but they can still love themselves, but it's just a challenge that they have no control of. But then also too, you have some people that really go 100% hard into that self-love journey, and they're able to heal themselves, because I feel like regardless, we can always heal. And healing is not just, I took 6 months off. I took a year off. I took 3 years off. But what did you do within those 3 years? What did you do within those 6 months? Because somebody can actually heal within 3 weeks and they actually put in the work. And you just said that you was doing self-love and you didn't really do it. So it's all about, two, do you have goes back to discipline, goes back to, are you in control of your thoughts and your emotions? And are you able to, when you are put in those situations that test you or bring back that trauma, how does your mental respond versus your self-love?
So, ask me the question one more time.
Because I know I was rambling. I would say, if you are, like I said, there's some people that battle with mental issues on a daily basis, and it's to the point where it's hereditary, where they don't have any control of it, but they still love themselves, but their issues are taking over. So that's why I said it's 50-50. So
I feel like, first, like, I ain't no biologist and nothing like that, so I can't tell you, and I'm not going to say. But I feel like eating certain foods and not eating certain food, that definitely helps. Like, I was a period of time, like, for, I want to say, like, a month where I went vegan, and, like, I had the most energy. Like, it was tough at first, but I had a lot of energy. I felt different, you know. Eating all this meat with all these hormones in here. Boy, these chickens, like, the size, like, 3 times they used to be, you feel me? That's not normal. They putting all these things in these foods, and that's affecting how we are. So, one, understanding our diets. Our diets is very important. That's our original immune system, our gut health, you feel me? So, that's one thing. I feel like meditation, certain vitamins, and really researching, because, you know, the medical industry, like, that's like, it's for money, you know. They're gonna treat certain symptoms, but when they give you stuff that's hurting other things, why not just find out what's really wrong and treat those at the source? You feel me?
Right.
You know, so I feel like if you really have certain mental health issues, I feel like you really have to do research and have an extensive amount of knowledge about it, and to really find out other ways around it versus what they prescribe, because that's what they're going to push. You feel me? And most people are going to push that way. But therapy, you know, meditation, all these things, like, bro, the mind is so powerful. You feel me? We are gods.
Right.
I truly believe that. So anything that's within yourself, I feel like you can get on top of that. Now, having that discipline, that willpower, everybody don't have that. You know?
Right.
But it's so many stories with humans that did incredible things. You feel me?
I like how you're moving into that way of not putting a Band-Aid on your issues, actually giving real solutions, because it is true. The food that you put into your body is going to affect how your mental does work. Because
how your energy is, how you going to think throughout the day, how you perform it. Like, you don't think about it like, we do all of this to eat all this, like, you working constantly throughout the day, and you finna eat all these things in your plate, and it's dead. Like, you feel me? And we so used to eating meat and all these things, all this processed food. None of this is really giving us energy. You feel me? If you're not eating greens and all that, like, and I can't say I'm perfect with it too. Like, I'm trying to do better with that and trying to be more conscious of it. But you got to think about it. Late at night, you eating late at night. You sending all of this blood to your stomach and telling to digest all this food, and it ain't no energies and no nutrients. Your stomach mad as hell. Boy, you ain't never just had me working all this hard for nothing.
And I feel like food creates disorders as well too.
And it does. It does. Actually, a lot of people stress eat, which creates so many issues within itself.
Facts.
A lot of people got insecurities within themselves, insecurities for whatever reason. And they stress eating. They eating all these things, and them causing other health issues.
I'm guilty. And also too, what I would say is not, because you can have some people that eat right. They eat at the wrong times, or they eat too much of what they're not supposed to do. So it's all about also too, not just eating the good healthy stuff, because you'll be eating the good healthy stuff at nighttime, and your body is not going to be able to digest them greens, them leafy greens that you eating at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. You know, so it's all about, like you said, putting the right stuff into your body, but also having a discipline and letting yourself know, like, okay, you know, it's okay to have a little bit of bad stuff here and there, but be disciplined to tell yourself no.
It's within moderations. You feel me?
Right.
Like you can even have candy, but with that moderation. Too much. Really, that white sugar is horrible for you altogether. But you limit that as much as possible.
Of course.
You feel me?
Of course.
But like shit, sugar worse than crack. I mean, I ain't gonna say it's worse than
crack. No, it is.
Sugar is worse than cigarettes.
It's highly addictive. And personally speaking, for somebody that is trying to change their diet, I've been a pescatarian. I was a vegetarian as well. And the pescatarian lifestyle took over. And now that I'm back eating, I only eat chicken, really, and beef every now and then. But you're not going to see me with pork. It's just not happening.
Yeah, no pork on my fork.
It's just
so
not happening.
What brought you to being on that journey, being a pescatarian?
Personally speaking, I wanted to heal myself. I wanted to change my diet because I knew what I was eating was slowing me down. And at that time, too, I wanted to maintain a certain weight. So I was actually trying to gain weight. And this actually goes on to the topic. I had just recently got out of an unhealthy relationship, a very abusive, unhealthy relationship on all levels. And I wasn't dating for a while, and I just really wanted to work on myself. Like, it was my chapter of healing. It was my chapter of getting to know myself, understanding what I've been through mentally. But then I also said, hey, I'm skinny. Like, I think I was like 120 when I got out of that relationship. I wanted to gain, but I wanted to gain healthy. And so I met a friend, and he actually put me on to being a pescatarian. He was a vegan, and I told him I can't let go of just straight. I can't commit to the vegan lifestyle completely. And so he let me know. He educated me about different ways, and he was like, if you want to be a pescatarian, that's another way, but really it should help you to transition. It didn't do that though. But it should help you to transition, because it's not as bad. So it was just all about loving myself and putting good stuff into my body and teaching myself discipline and everything that we discussed, really.
Right. That's what I was getting at,
Yes. I want to ask another question. What is your worst fear, and how does it limit the possibilities within your daily life?
What is my worst fear? How does it limit me in my daily life? To be honest, it's so crazy because my worst fear really motivates me every day of my life, for real. And my worst fear is that I just be out here like fucked up, and I can't do for my kids, and I can't make no way. That's right. Really so. With that at the back of my head, boy, I wish I would be out here not doing something and not out here being productive and not having. Actually, even me indulging in going out too much or going drinking too much or just not even being my goals. That shit. That's one of my fears too. For real. Getting too comfortable in where I'm at and being like, damn, I don't think I'm too bad, and not progressing. Shit. That's one of my fears too. But I'm not going I use that to motivate me, for real. I can't never be at that point or whatever. I can't get comfortable. I got to keep going because shit, like I said, my father passed. I got a chip on my shoulder, for real. Yeah. So it's I know what I got to do. It got to be me,
I like that.
What about you?
Yeah, I was going to say, because I use mine as my motivation as well. My worst fear is that everything that I work for is not going to stand for anything. So what I do on a daily, I make sure I grind 10 times harder so that what I want in life can happen. Because I am my worst enemy. And I know that. I used to be really bad with it. Oh, no, I'm not going to be this. I can't do this. I came up with so many excuses to prevent me from actually doing it. And I realized, why am I coming up for excuses with things that I'm actually destined to do, which I know that I'm born to do? So, like you said, I use my fears as my motivation to keep me going. And it's taken me on a nice little journey so far. So I'm thankful that I didn't let that overtake me. But of course, it took discipline. It took time to get there. That wasn't something that I was just born having, because there were so many cards against me. It's from birth. Like I literally, like, I came into this world crazy. So it was
How you
already
coming into the world crazy?
okay. So so my birth story. My mom went into labor. She was working. She went into labor. She had to have an emergency C-section. I was born with my umbilical cord wrapped around me 3 times. My heart rate dropped. I was born with a heart murmur. Almost killed me and my mother, because I also, I'm sorry, a little TMI, but I used the bathroom. So also my toxins from using the bathroom as she was pushing got into my bloodline and her bloodline as well too. So I came in here crazy, but I'm here, I got all my fingers and toes.
So you had a certain level of survival instincts to fight through it. You feel me? So that shit just mean you were set for a reason. So you had subconscious level of self-love for yourself to be like, nah, I'm gonna fight through this. You feel me?
Oh yeah, because I was really fighting to come out, baby. I had swelled up that cervix. I was fighting to come out, baby. I came 3 weeks early, so yeah, I was already ready to come and say hello to the world.
But I think another one, on a spiritual level, when it comes to self-love, like from a spiritual aspect, like you going to church, you getting that word, you doing that work, you feel me? You feel closer, like, to the Creator or whatever spiritual, whatever you believe in, you feel me? You feel closer.
It opens up my heart.
That's an aspect of it as well, I'm not religious. I'm not religious.
You're spiritual.
I'm spiritual. So, like, I meditate in the morning. Like, I make sure I say my affirmations. I really talk, and I talk to myself, and I be very careful of things I say, because when you say into the world, I feel like that's as a God, I'm speaking into the universe and I'm commanding it. I'm shifting the reality. So you have to be very conscious of things you're saying.
Most definitely.
I don't curse people or put bad things upon people, even say negative things jokingly, and I get on my people ass for doing that shit around me, because that doesn't serve
Your
me.
words are very powerful. If you're going to say, I'm ugly, I'm this, I'm that, you're going to be that.
Oh, fun now.
If you say, I'm a boss, I'm this, I'm successful, like you said,
and
your
truly
affirmations.
truly believe.
Right, because it's different from just saying it. You got to have faith behind it, because I see a lot of people, they have faith behind their negativity more than they do their actual stuff that is supposed to be positive.
Right, because that's how self-love works, for real. We have our conscious and our subconscious. When you say different things, whether you joking or you serious, if you say it enough, your subconscious looking for cues, like, okay, if you say, oh, I'm pretty, then it's watching how men deal with you. Are they reacting if you're pretty or not? Then as they see, okay, he held the door, okay, he laughed, he trying to flirt me, okay, I really must be pretty. So you create this, you have this social evidence, social proof of it in your head, and it builds you up. And the opposite happens as well. You feel me? Like, damn, I'm ugly. And like, motherfucker, like, I know your ugly ass ain't talking to me. You feel me?
Or like, you just don't put time into loving yourself, because loving yourself, self-care Sundays. I do self-care Sundays.
And that aspect can make you put less energy and effort into your
yourself.
social appearance as well.
Or just yourself in general, because before you go out into that social and care about your social appearance, what's in the inside? We see it. I know you see it all the time. You'll see a beautiful lady, a handsome man. They look good on the outside. You get to know them, sit down and have a conversation with them. Spirit is ugly.
Spirit ugly. And to be perfectly honest, now we grown, you know. So the way you carry yourself and you deal with yourself, I don't care how you look physically. You ain't had nothing to do with that, for real. Like, you was just born. But how you are a person, what's your work ethic? You feel me? Like, are you gonna make some shit shake? Like, you feel me? You gonna wait around somebody to take care of you? Who are you really? How are you treating people who can't do shit for you? Really? Like, I feel like that's another measure of somebody somebody's self-love. Because somebody
Also,
who really love themselves, they not finna just treat an average person or a bum like nobody. I don't care how they may seem outwardly or whatever. If you treat a other person like they less than or something else like that, you feel me? Like that's not
it's not it. And also too, people that love themselves, they don't look for anything in return.
Right.
So also
they like
too,
to add value because they know when you add value gonna come back to you.
Facts. And that's with anything, whether you're friends, you're dating, mama, sister, cousin. When you do for nothing in return and really wholeheartedly believe that you're doing that for nothing, and you're not looking for nothing, and anything that comes is extra because it's a blessing that's coming. But hey, it's a beautiful feeling from my standpoint. Look.
What I will say, I don't feel like, I ain't gonna say I do things for nothing in return. Because when I invest my time and energy, I expect a type of return from it, you know.
Okay.
I stop using the term spending my time, and I invest my time and energy. Because
others.
anything I put into, I want some type of return. I spend time with my children. Like, I love them. I want that emotional, that type of return. If really ideally any career you do, like, I'm not talking about a job, but like a real career. You want to feel fulfilled. You want that return. Your friendships, like, all relationships, whether your friendships, your intimate relationships, whatever, you want a type of return. You know, it's a reason why you're around. Like, so I don't feel like it's nothing wrong with that. Now, what you want, you feel me, is a whole nother thing. And I feel like versus what you give, let's be realistic. We're here to use and utilize each other, but you shouldn't abuse people. You feel me? Okay. And it's how you use and utilize people. I'm a very transparent person. So you feel me? You already know, like. Yeah, I know. I'm going to tell you exactly what's on my mind, where I'm trying to go, and what you think about it. How can we both benefit from this situation, from this relationship? You feel me? Because life is about relationships and dealing with people. Right. And the thing is, like I said, when you have a high level of self-love, you see value and you focus on relationships, because just knowing that one person is the difference between you getting that life-changing opportunity and you not getting it. You feel me? So,
okay, I like that perspective. So it's about how you not even how you use people, but it's I feel like your intentions with when you do stuff for other people. Is it pure, or do you have an ulterior motive to where it's not going to be able to benefit or give that even trade-off? Because you can't just pour into one person's cup and you ain't got nothing left if they're not pouring back into yours. It has to be an even exchange.
And I feel like that's just using discernment. Like, I'm not about to invest in something that's not returning. That's my whole point of it. If I'm investing, I'm pouring into you, it's because I see faith, or in some way or form you were pouring into me back. Like, it's a reciprocal relationship. That's the key word. Reciprocation. Right. And even with self-love, that's big. I feel like that's the biggest thing with this generation, with the self-love. When it comes to dealing with other people, somebody, like, when you truly love yourself, you're not going to do anything wrong or treat anybody bad who really cares for you and doing right by you, because that's taken wrong from you. Thanks. So if you in my life and you helping me and you adding value, you making my life easier, doing things, I'm not finna play with you, or, you feel me, that's childish of me. Right. You know? And again, you know, we human. People make mistakes, like, and it's a growing thing, but that's maturity and, like, the discipline. Like I said, legacy is the biggest thing. So if I'm building, I'm doing certain things, I'm not treating nobody who's showing me love and who taking care of me, who looking out for me. I'm taking care of them. I'm not doing them anyway. I'm reciprocating that energy, because that's what's helping me go. I'm not going to take away anything that's keeping me going. Right.
Now, I would say this. What advice would you give to somebody that's trying to let go of, it could be a friendship. For me, I had to let go of a lot of friendships this year. But what type of advice would you give to somebody that's trying to better themselves, the let go process? Because it's hard, especially if there's years behind it.
Okay, so personally, what I did, I want to say, after my pops passed, I went through what I call a relationship audit, right? So I started to really evaluate the people in my life, you know, who they were, you know, the type of time, emotional investment I've made into them. You know, they made into me. And the return, the good and the bad. You feel me? And if this person was detrimental to my growth and where I wanted to go and where I wanted to be. And for the people who that even though I still love and care for, that I felt were detrimental to my growth and I couldn't be around and hang around like that, having certain conversations with them, you know.
Oh, so you testing the people with the conversations?
Not even a test, but like, it's not even, I'm just gonna hit you up and be like, yeah, I can't fuck with you no more. But it's more of a, you know, when somebody hit you, talk about, yeah, man, I'm trying to go out. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm focused right now. I'm locked in for these next X amount. Like,
now, depending on their response, they let you know.
Exactly. Okay. It let you know, because anybody who truly love and care for you, they ain't gonna never be mad.
Why they gonna be upset?
I never fault you for wanting to be the best version of you. And that's another thing.
Now, what if you have some people that want you, so unquote, play like they want you to be the best version of you, but at the same time, they leading you down that path to where it's not going to benefit. They rather, because you have some people that compete.
Because some people, they rather have you at any form than to not have you. You feel me? And if not have you the best version of yourself, and them having you a lesser version, shit, they fine with that lesser version because they got you. You feel me?
But I feel like it plays back to what you said about the mental health, because if you work on your mental health as well, you're able to weed out those people that's really just putting on that
when
front.
You have a strong level of self-love, you know how to watch and pay attention. You feel me? Like, no cap, I was just it's funny because I was just chopping up with May yesterday, right? And she was just saying, I know me. You feel me? So even the thing is, with me dealing with people, she said, I know me. So it don't even matter with them. I got the game. It's just me controlling myself. And I'm like, shit, you right. Like, that's the same thing.
And she told me the same thing too, which I got to come back to see you, May, to get my nails done. But she told me the same thing too. She was like, I know my worth. I know what I deserve. I know who I am, so it's easy.
Self-love.
And then sometimes too, you need them forces in your life to remind you, because sometimes in the moment you might forget, or you might just let shit. Yeah, we do, and because we're human, we're not perfect. But to have people in your support system that's backing you, that cares and really genuinely wants to see the best for you, that's the best motivation to continue to push yourself harder within your journey, within finding yourself, within creating that love within yourself. Because self-love does not mean it's a long journey also, too, if you have the right people in your corner.
I feel like the thing I say, a reason why I would disagree with you, it's an everlasting journey because it never ends. It only ends when you gone. And to be honest, depending on what you believe, you never really gone. Your energy's still around. So as long as I got a consciousness, I'ma always love me. Even when I shed this flesh, you feel me? And my next life, you know, when I get my next set of flesh, you feel me? Hopefully I'm still melanated. I ain't no season or nothing like that. I'm still gonna have that high self-love in me, you know? And I know, because my spirit, I'ma find it, even if I ain't grew up having it.
But then look at it this way. You see how, you opened up about your father's passing. His spirit still lives on within you. It still motivates you and helps you move forward, like, and create your self-love journey that you created. Like you said, you wanted to eat healthy, put good stuff into your body. That's an encouragement that you got. It's a lesson that you learned that actually motivated you, made you love yourself a little bit stronger. That's why I say, hey, I agree with what you're saying too, but that's why I say I feel like it also takes experiences. It takes growth. It takes life. It takes certain people that really care about you to actually push and motivate you to continue to stay on that journey. Because I feel like too, you can love self all day long, but your weakest moments, when you're battling yourself, you might feel alone within those moments, but then you have a daily reminder, I have my kids that I gotta grind for, so I gotta get up. I got this going. So I feel like it's not a long journey.
I feel like it's still within self, and I feel like it ain't even about being short or long. It's just it's never ending. Like that's how I just feel. Like you gotta like with anything, like with anything you do, like you never stop learning. You, as long as you alive, you still in this world, it's things you can learn and where you can grow. So I feel like you look at the wealthiest people in the world, you know, when they get to a certain status or they get a certain age, they don't retire. Like, they might not work that physical job, but they do something, they manage, and they still put in a certain level of productivity and work in.
Most definitely.
So, like, retiring, that's not even real. I don't even understand that word.
I don't believe in retiring with your passion. I do believe if you have a 9-to-5 job, yeah, retirement is real. But if you have skills and you have a passion and you got a goal, your goal never sleeps. Your dreams never sleep as long as you're the dreamer that's putting it into fruition.
My point exactly, and that's exactly what I'm saying. Yo, that shit never retires, so that shit don't never end. That journey is everlasting. That's my point in saying that. You feel me? That's how I'm trying to bring that back around.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. What you got?
No, I was just saying. Yeah, it don't end. You gotta. Well, personally with me, it's a never ending thing. Until I'm put in the ground, because my thing is my family. You know, all these things I want to do is a service to my people, but. You know, you can't save everybody, but I'm going to save the immediate people. I'm going to build this generational wealth. You know, teach my children how to grow it, instill these values with them. And hopefully they going to keep it going and they multiply. You feel me?
Well, if they anything like what you speaking today, they going to be just fine. I feel like you're doing a great job. I feel like as much as advice that you give me, and I appreciate it. I see you as an older brother. I am not even gonna lie. Rich is one of those people that motivates me. Like he'll tell me, no, you need to get up, you need to do this. Like I like that. I like that you care. And I feel like if you're just that for people as friends, I know for a fact for your kids, it's not even a question. What are we talking about?
Right.
And I like that. I like that. I really, really do. Well, Rich, I wanted to know as well too. Coming from my standpoint, because my one thing that I really care most about when it comes to my mom, I just want to make her happy. I want her to be proud of her baby, and just putting a smile on her face, that's what motivates me to go harder and to love myself even more. But also too, I am somebody that wants to date to marry as well too. And I know that I have to be on that journey to love myself. I feel like too, what is some advice that you would give to somebody that is on that journey, that wants to make their family proud, but also wants to date, but they're in the healing standpoint?
Look, check this out. Okay, so all right, I feel like this is a 2-part thing. Number one,
it is. I'm sorry.
When it comes to dating, I feel like when it comes to family and self, like y'all could like the same person, or they could like who you present to them, but they might not. So that's not something I would really put my faith into, to be honest. If they got that blessing, cool, like that's great. But if they don't, is that really gonna make or break your relationship?
Yes, and I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, so my ex that I was talking about, I was on the path to getting married. I was with him for a long time. Mama knew from day one something was wrong with him. My mama got this little gut feeling called the little mama's intuition. And when I tell you, people that my mama signed off on, they have proven themselves.
Yeah, she signed off on me, so I believe it.
But then the person that I'm dating now, the guy that I'm dating right now, and I love that.
That's good.
But it's just like, okay, my mom wants me to not worry about stuff like that, which is good. It motivates me. She wants me to be worried about myself, my career, getting myself in order. I love that. That's my daily motivation. She's another person that sends me the affirmations every day. Every morning, she's sending me an affirmation. But also too, now I'm at the age where, yeah, I do want to start dating, and I'm dating with intent to get married or to have a life partner, whichever one I get. I'm dating toward that journey, but it's like a push and pull because I'm still healing with myself. So what advice would you give to somebody that wants to date, but they're still healing process?
You definitely have to recognize where you are within that healing process, because in certain stages of the healing process, you are not a good person to date, to be perfectly honest. Regardless of how you good you may feel, you just are not, you know. And again, like I said, with the healing thing, it's hard to gauge that a lot of times, because when you truly take yourself out of the environment to heal and you've been away from it a little bit, you know, I mean, if you're dealing with a toxic guest, unless he call you and hit you, you can say, I'm gonna block him and this and that until he pull up on you. What's up? Come outside. Then how you gonna act then? You feel me? So it's,
I'm calling the police. I'm just playing. I ain't gonna call the police on my
So,
black brothers. I ain't gonna do that though.
But you know, but regardless of what it may be, in different
Right.
situations, like, you feel me? Like, you have to be real with yourself, you know. I feel like that's one of the first things. Be real with yourself and know where you at. If you don't trust yourself being in that situation, don't put yourself in a situation you don't trust yourself in. You feel me? Like, if I'm in a relationship and I'm dealing with somebody, you know, and we exclusive, and we committed, I'm not finna be in another. I might go to the bar, right, and I might even flirt to have a drink, but I would never get that woman's information because I know what that could possibly lead to. Unless that's business on that aspect, I wouldn't do that, you know? And it's knowing not to put yourself in certain situations because how they can play out. You feel me? And again, self-love, knowing how to navigate certain things because knowing what it can turn into or what it can be.
Makes sense. It makes sense.
But for what you were saying though, I feel like a big thing is knowing you and then knowing your limitations, you know, to don't put yourself in situations that you know ain't for you, you feel me? And even when you think you have, shit, take some more time. You feel me? Shit, take some more time.
Now, why do you say that?
I just feel like when it comes to the healing process and itself, it's like it's hard to really gauge when you at a good point with it, you know. I feel like even with anything, you know, if it's anything emotional, then you emotional or mental, you can't really know, you know what I mean? If it's physical, I can tell that I can walk straight. I know that I can walk and I can run. I'm good. I don't know when I see her again if I'm going to break down or I'm going to take her back if she asks or whatever the case may be. You know, that's different.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like in certain cases you can. I really don't know how to tell for somebody else. I know how to tell for me because I know who I am.
Right.
But I feel like the biggest thing is getting in tune with yourself. And when you in tune with yourself, is then you know yourself enough to know if you can deal with it or not. You feel me?
Makes sense.
So
I like that.
Any other ones? Any other questions?
I got some more questions. I want to know, since some questions that you might ask yourself when you're in a journey. What's the difference between living for yourself and living for somebody else's expectations? And how can you distinguish if you're living for your own expectations or for somebody else's?
So going back to what you said about, you know, wanting to make your family happy, but you know, you wanted to be happy. I feel like with that mindset in this situation, it works. And if y'all stay together and y'all work, hey, I'm happy for y'all. I love it for y'all. I want that to go. But if it doesn't and you end up dealing with somebody that she doesn't agree with, like she said, you shouldn't worry about that because that's the person that you're choosing.
Right.
And that's the person that, you feel me, that you choosing to stand by. And like I said, you date
whatever lessons come or whatever blessings come out of it, it is what it is.
You feel me? Granted, your mother always going to be your mother. So I'm not taking that from you. That from her. But at the same time, like, you have to live with any choice or decision you make. You feel me? And that's what how being self-aware, being aware of you and who you are. And at the end of the day, regardless of whatever I do, I can give you the best advice in the world. But like, it's up to you to
what I decide to take, what I decide to learn. And my mama knows that too. Because when I tell you I done did some real dumb stuff young, but I like that too, that I, within myself, whether whoever give me the advice, if I want to do something, I'm going to do it.
You're going to do it.
Because I'm hard-headed. But my hard-headedness made me who I am. Yeah. I love that part too.
Yeah. but you have to see who you are, acknowledge who you are, and see where you want to go, and know where you at to know what you got to do to get where you want to go. You feel me? So, you know, that sounded good, huh?
It did. It did. So silly. No, but in all honesty, like I do agree. Like you got to be yourself, and sometimes just because you don't have to always listen to everybody, because in order for you to really learn, for some people, you got to experience that shit.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest. When it comes to like certain decisions, like that shouldn't have anything to do with how anybody else feels but you. Like when it comes to the person you deal with. But see, so okay, let me say this too. When it comes to how the way we look at love, right? Love is an action word, right? Love is duty. I remember waking up at 4 a.m. So I'm making sure I'm going about like 4:30 to get to work at 5. You know, to work them hours for my family. You feel me? Who was still asleep. You know, that's love. That's duty. You feel me? Like I think of the older generation, right? Like, you know, the grandparents, you know, they had all them, granddad had all them extra kids and all them other families across town or whatever. But he stayed with grandma, you feel me? And he kept working. He stayed in that house or whatnot. And I ain't saying it's okay what he did at all. But that was loyalty. He chose to stay there. You feel me?
Right.
And grandma understood, like, you feel me? She know what was going on. And she was like, you know what? I could kill his ass, but you know what? You feel me? We gonna make this work for these kids or whatnot. Like, them kids and raising them was bigger than how she felt or heard, like, you feel me? And it's a trade-off with that. Like, that's a thing, like, we could really talk about all day.
Let's get into it.
Like, I don't feel like she was wrong, but it was that sacrifice that, you feel me, these kids and their future and me staying with their grandfather, keeping that stability and being able to give them this type of lifestyle is something that, like, I'm willing to take that over. You feel me? All
but
this stuff you've been doing.
Now, I'll put it on to another side, too, because I also feel like some families were forced to stay just to make that ideal picture, but the whole time everything was messed up. So I
and
feel
they
like
might have had to, but that's what I'm saying. But the thing is, it's like, if you have children, like, bro, shout out to anybody, any single parents, you feel me? Like, that's like, I'm talking about not they with the other parent, but they doing that shit by themselves. You feel me? Or with minimum help. Like,
right.
Because, like, bro, like, kids are expensive as hell. You feel me? So, like, it's like this, like, especially a lot of men do it. Like, I was in the military, so I was around a lot of men who was married who, bro, they was done with their marriage. They like, man, I don't like this. I want to do this. Like, but it's they family, they kids. Like, they got so much going on. Like, man, I got to do what I got to do. You feel me? I understand, you know.
I agree with that, too. I'm big on also, too, like, if it can't work for the ideal picture that, you know, okay, my daddy is in the house, at least have somebody that you know, or at least feel like you, when you are, this is my opinion, find somebody that you feel comfortable with, that if there is an option for co-parenting, that you can actually co-parent with that person.
I feel it.
Because I feel
100%.
like a lot of people go in and be like, oh, I'm going to be with this person forever. You never know how that shit might play out. So when I think about it, okay, not only do I want to find a person that I feel like will be a good father to my kids, but if this thing go left and go south, will this man be able to be that person that I could help do a co-parenting situation with? Because
if he got a new woman, is he gonna be funny with it? Is he gonna let that woman dictate his obligation and his duties? You feel me? Even on both ends, you feel me? As I tell you right now, I don't care who I'm dealing with. Like, I'm gonna do for mine. Like, that is what it is. You gotta know that without a gate. And I feel like, if you dealing with somebody, you want somebody like that. Like, you feel me?
Of course. And I feel like, back to the topic, self-love. If you love yourself, just because that man or just because that woman don't want to be with you, that should never stop you from
letting them do for they see, because that's goofy.
It's
that
very
don't make
goofy.
No sense.
It's very, very goofy. You shouldn't. You need to choose wisely who you put your seed in, but also, too, make sure that you do whatever you need to do. And I'm not saying nothing violent because y'all folks be out here doing too much. But do what you need to do to be there for your kids.
And
make a way.
Look, and that's another thing, you feel me? Y'all got to work on y'all mental health, you feel me? And y'all got to go talk to some people, bro. Y'all can't be crashing out behind these women.
Choking out your baby
mamas. Killing these women, beating them up, you feel me? Hurting these kids or whatnot. Like, that shit out of line, you feel me? You, like, and a lot of that come from people and them, how they growing up. So the thing is, we can't never stop that realistically. All you can do is make sure you pay attention to certain things and you do the work within yourself, you feel me?
Right.
Like, when like I'm to the point of, you know, I understand I've been young before and just see like, damn, she pretty, you feel me? I ain't care about nothing else. Like,
right.
Man,
of course.
You know, but as you get older, you got to think about it, folks. If I put a baby in this woman, you feel me, and I have to deal with her for the duration, like, what's the quality of my life gonna be? You feel me? And the thing is, like, one of the biggest things, and I feel like this go back to our culture. You feel me? And one of the biggest thing about self-love, bro, it's like life ain't about. It's about legacy. It's about what you leave behind. It ain't about smashing these women or looking like something like that. And I feel like that's the biggest thing. A lot of people insecure. A lot of people got good 9-to-5s and shit, making good money, taking care of their family, and feeling like they not enough because this person make this or that. You feel me? Like, and fuck, I just lost my train of thought.
But no, I know what you're saying. It's some people that they have it all. They have what the person that they think is, you know, single,
right.
And is living a big lavish life.
Gee, you know
they
what?
They want that life, but they don't really know that they actually want their life.
Bro, your life is somebody's dream life. You feel me? You sitting there, you got a 9-to-5, you got a wife and the kids, and you might be stressed. You go through your little this and that with her every so often, but bro, like you feel me? She loyal to you. Motherfuckers are kill for that shit.
Right, because there's some people that wish they could do things over. There's people that's actually been through some really bad stuff to where it's hard for them to get a job. Let them, not even just a 9-to-5, just a regular job. So there's, like you said, there's people that will fight for their life on a daily.
Kill for that shit, man. Like, and it's just appreciation and being grateful. That's another aspect of loving yourself. I'm appreciative of everything I get. All of this shit is a gift, bro. Like, I can get it, like, you know, God forbid, knock on wood, I'm getting a car crash when I leave here. You feel me? My life be changed forever. You feel me? No, I ain't gonna lie. My ancestors too strong. You feel me? You know, but so I just do, you know, but. No. At the same time, like, your life could change in an instant, so you got to be grateful for all the stuff you get. You know, like, one thing, I feel like a big aspect of self-love, like you feel people with kids, our children, like, we look at them, and that's a big point. That's a big motivator. That's so much. You feel me? Like, I challenge, like, men that don't really make rock with their kids. Like, bro, just get your kid, go spend some time.
I would say
them.
This too, because I don't want to just put it solely on the men. Ladies, please stop using your kids as pawns against these men. Do not use it as a chess game. Your kids are not chess games. They're not.
Oh, no.
Now, also too, since I'm saying that, what's your opinion on females? Like, let's say if a female got pregnant and the guy said that he did not want the child, is either you have this child and this baby on your own?
Nah. So I ain't gonna lie. Like, at the end of the day, it's gonna be 50-50 regardless. Like, It's always gonna be half fault. And granted, she really hold a bigger portion of it because she really got to live whatever decisions at the end of the day. You feel me? I feel like as a woman, if a man tell you he don't have no intentions on, you feel me, you should reevaluate. Why am I having sex with a man who don't want that shit to do with me if he get me pregnant? Number one, fuck everything else. Why am I about to have sex with this man who don't give a fuck or who don't want to have shit to do with me if I get pregnant?
But also too, if you don't feel that comfortable with that man, why we having sex unprotected?
It ain't even about the comfortability level, because she can feel how she want to feel. She might be comfortable, maybe not, but because she got to feel some level of comfortability to let that nigga hit raw.
Not all the time. You got some people, like, let's get it back to the mental health and the self-love. You got some women out here that use their body as a coping mechanism for the issues that they're going through on a daily. That's to where it don't really matter. They numb within the moment. Yeah, they moaning, they giving you the consent, but mentally they're not there in there. A lot, as women, we go through a lot of mental changes, mental issues, and we use different coping mechanisms. Not just food, it's not just smoking. Sex, especially, you know, women, we have a high sex drive. Even I think we might have a higher sex drive than guys. I don't know. But just saying, there are women that use sex as a coping mechanism for the mental and their lack of self-love issues.
Yeah, and I mean, again, like you said, that's the lack of self-love, because you love yourself, you're going to protect yourself in any situation. If you love yourself, you're not going to even have sex with a man who's not going to do what the fuck you got to do if you get pregnant. To be perfectly honest, you're not going to even be in that situation. So, like I said, again, personally, like I say, it's both faults. Like that's a low level of self-love. And as a man, if you gonna fuck her and you ain't gonna take care of that kid, you don't have nothing to do with it. Why the fuck you hitting shorty? Like, you feel me? That shit don't even make no sense, you know. To be honest, and even if she looked good and you know she just wasn't right in the head, then why would you even deal with that? Because I look at it at a spiritual level. You feel me? Like that's why when men be like, no, I don't care about her past.
Right.
No, nigga, I do. Yes, the fuck I do.
Now,
because
I want to ask why.
On the spiritual level, bro. Like them demons, bro. You done had sex with 100 motherfuckers.
But what if she done all them demons
you done, G, them 100 demons, bro. All them demons you done took from them people. You feel me?
But what if she healed from all of that?
Man, my whole point, how she know she didn't heal? She know she didn't heal from that. I don't know if she healed from that. You feel me? Remember what I said? When you get to a certain point, you know if you truly heal from that, what you're dealing with.
Right.
I know the certain things that I deal with. It's certain things that I'm unaware of. You feel me? Then I'm not gonna learn till I progress.
But let's take it this way. As a female, if we sit down and we talk about body count and I figure out how many women you done smashed, plus you in the club and you might flirt with a little one here. Now I'm secure within my relationship. I know my man. But how you think I feel? But I'ma still accept you for how you are and how you come.
Okay, so and
I'm not gonna judge your past because I know that you done healed from some stuff.
And I get that, and I get to understand that too. I feel like on the spiritual level, that's on both ends. Me personally, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I got a high level of self-love. You feel me? So the way I look at myself, you feel me? I'm not, bro. If anybody can have you, you definitely can't be with me. I ain't gonna lie. Like, you feel me? Like, I don't shame women or nothing like that. You feel me? I love women. I got a lot of women in my family. I damn near got more female friends than I have male friends, to be perfectly honest. You feel me? Like, and if women around me, like any women who really know me, and I'm pretty sure,
I can vouch.
One of my homegirls, she said it's crazy. She was like, because they look so comfortable around you when you was on there, and it's like, but that's how women around me. I'm not like, I ain't letting none of that shit. I'm protecting my melanated queens. You feel me?
Facts.
But no, Gene, I ain't going.
Why? I'm curious. I'm just curious because I feel like too. Okay. Cause I gotta stand for my women. You know, I gotta vouch for y'all. I feel like too, especially if that woman didn't have no guidance growing up, and she had to be her own guider in life. Cause you have people that don't got their mama nor their daddy. You got people that got their mama, and their mama, horrible example. They want to be the opposite of that, but their mama giving them bad advice. Then you got people that's just raised by their daddy, yearning for a mother's love. It's different. It's different aspects. So I feel like if she made mistakes and she living her life accordingly, moving forward, and she's like, okay, I know what I grew up seeing, but that's not who I am. That's why I said I feel like you can't really judge a person from their past. But if she's consistently doing it now, I don't know.
No, personally, if you was wild in the past, depending on how wild you was, you gotta stand on that. No, I'm cool.
True,
but that don't mean like, and we can be great friends. You feel me?
True.
But I might not be able to deal with you on that level. Like, I feel like I read somewhere that, like, women, like, they hold men DNA. You feel me? After they have sex with them. You feel me?
I think that's when they ejaculate in a female. They hold their DNA for about 7 years.
Yeah, some shit like that. Like, no.
I'm sorry, ladies. I was trying to stick up for the other folks.
Look, I ain't judge no woman for whoever she is and how she do it, how she get down. You feel me? Do your thing, because I got a lot of different female friends do a lot of different things, and I don't judge them.
Yeah.
So I don't want to think like I'm judging y'all. Y'all do y'all thing. You feel me? That's just not for me.
Right.
Then you just can't be my lady doing that shit. You
Understandable.
feel me? So that's what it is. But like I said, personally, I don't judge women for that. You know, you gonna do what you do, be you. Mm-hmm. But I feel like you have to be aware of that and aware of how other men think of that. Like, you feel me? Mm-hmm. You got to think of it like this. That's like a used car. Like, you feel me? The more motherfuckers that be in the car. When you look at the Carfax, I'm looking at these Carfax, right? I'm saying, okay, nigga, you have 5 owners. Okay. This a 2012. Like, no. This a 2020. You have 5 owners? Damn, what the fuck wrong with you? You feel me? Like,
facts.
But no funny shit though. But like, that's something that people look into or whatnot. Like, you've been in a lot of relationships, and I feel like a big thing with that is you got to take that time in between relationships to take and heal. And I said that last time.
I agree.
We would say, you feel me? You got to take that time to heal and detox and reflect. Like, okay, what did I do in this situation? How could I do better or whatnot? Even if you wasn't even wrong or whatnot, like, it ain't just about saying that, oh, no, they fucked up, they did wrong. What I do that I could have did better, you feel me? How could I have been a better version of me in this situation, you feel me? You know, I'm a man, so I feel like any relationship I'm into, I got to lead. Like, and when I was talking about the different caliber of men, certain men have certain things to offer you. Certain men, only thing they can offer you is materialistic shit and money. You feel me? Other men, they could teach you shit. Like, you feel me? They're good people. They could teach you things about life. You feel me? They can teach you things about your finance, how to budget money. Like, things just about life. So it's knowing who you dealing with, whoever you want around you. You gonna get to a certain point where you ain't gonna want people around you who don't want certain things for themselves.
Facts.
Who not dealing with certain things. You know what I did today? You know what I did before I came here?
What you did before you came in here?
I bought some plants, G. I bought some plants.
Oh, if guy I'm dating, he's actually a plant. I call him a plant daddy, and I text him every day. I be like, "Hey, did you put your plants in the sun? Did you check on the plant babies?"
I rock with him.
And I like that. I like that because it also teaches you. It's a mental, spiritual, and
yeah, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I felt like I got a bonsai for real. Like, you know, I don't know how hard it is to take care of it, but you know, I'm gonna do my research when I get to the crib. You feel me? But like, I'm excited to see about that shit. You feel me? And I feel like that's a certain level on my journey where it's like, I feel like my level of self-love is here that like, I want to get this plant and nurture it and then just watch it. And, you know, like, you know, they purify the air and too, you feel me? But just talk to them, you know, you're supposed to talk to plants and whatnot. Like, I'm excited for that journey, you know, and I just know that growth within myself, you feel me?
And it teaches another sense of discipline as well. And I like that. And also, too, to double back, I feel like, too, if you're a high-value woman, you're going to want a high-value man. So you're going to hold yourself to a certain standard. Because I just want to dial back before we get into these plant babies. But if you are a woman that loves, cares about yourself, you're not going to put yourself in them elements to where you doing all this crazy out here.
It's even hanging with certain friends. Like, I got so many female friends, they be like, who going? They say, you finna go out with who?
Who?
Oh yeah, no. She be trying to get wild. She be out in them niggas' face. I ain't even trying to do that shit.
Because it's a representation of me. Because what they do say, birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah, I really
I can't be that only one outlier because if I got 10 hoes in the background with me,
you a hoe too. Yeah, like,
even though I'm not hoeing.
One of my whole girls said, she like, who? She like, no. She said, no, it's cool. You a man. You can be that with her and it's cool. You feel me? But like, no, I'm a woman. So it's like, I'm a hoe too. You feel me? Now y'all just the nigga with the hoes.
Right.
I ain't even a hoe, but now you the nigga with the hoes.
Because it's like, all about perception.
Crazy.
It's all about who you decide to put into your energy. If you you know, we got some friendships that might last some years, but hey, I know for a fact there's certain places I can't go with certain people because I just don't want to be looked like that in that light. And it's no disrespect. It's all love. I just know what I want for myself. I love myself that I know this ain't for me.
And again, that's a self-love, like on a social aspect. Like, I ain't trying to people look at me like that, coming to me like that. Like, I ain't even on that, bro. I don't even get down like that. You feel me?
But then also, too, as females, it's a lot different, too, because we got females that want to set you up, too. Because let's just say you are that one outlier in there. If they see that you're that outlier, some females, they get jealous. They put you with the setup. They'll tell the homeboys, oh, yeah, she for that shit. I've seen it. I know
Well,
it.
no, that's real. That's it. You know, I come from Chicago. I'm come from Chicago, so you know,
Yeah.
I definitely done seen it. You feel me? I never been in that situation myself, but like, I'm gonna tell you, like, I definitely have my gun anywhere I pull up in. Like, I done been in a lot of situations, even being younger, dealing with women, pulling up on them for the first time. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like maybe some poor decisions looking back on my end,
Right.
but. Nothing happened from it, but like I should have did more due diligence or whatnot. But you feel me? I'm definitely paying attention because you feel me. But I feel like that's just the grace. Like I feel like I got to give it the gab. It's like I appeal to something else. You feel me?
Right.
Like I ain't gonna lie, I'm a Pisces. Like I'm a sensitive person. Like I
Signs.
openly admit that because I feel like being a sensitive person, I tap into that aspect in other people. Like you feel me? That aspect. So like people see that I'm being genuine, so it's like that level of comfortability. You feel me? So that's why I even say like even when people doing things in the spur of the moment because they feel comfortable with people, like you feel me? Because I feel like a lot of people be feeling comfortable with me, but I'm to the point like no, I ain't even on this like, and I done turned down women before and like they feel the type of way. No, baby, you good. It's just this me. Like I'm at a certain point with myself. I gotta take care of me, baby. You feel me? Because, bro, I be feeling energy, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie.
But see, look, the fact also too, I don't know how that feels for you as a man, but the fact that a woman is begging after you already done set that standard, how does that feel? I know outside of the like, okay, yeah, I know I can beg, but at the same time, just be able to tell her no. How does that make you
It's
feel?
a certain level. That's a certain level of discipline. You feel me? And I love having that certain level of discipline. Like that kind of feed the ego. You feel me? But I don't let it feed in a bad way. You feel me? It's more in the sense that like, a man that's disciplined in sex can rule the world.
Facts.
You feel me?
Facts.
Because it's so many powerful men that's been taken down because of women. Just around that alone. You feel me? Like Adam and Eve. Like you know what it is.
Right.
So it's like you gotta be disciplined. That's the key thing. And anytime I come and you talk to me, I'm gonna talk about that. And even like shit, whenever you hit me, I'm doing this and that. I know I need to do this or this, but you know I'm gonna get to it. Like
Right.
that's discipline, like, and that's something we got to constantly work on. I'ma always preach that. You feel me? And like shit, like I really appreciate you having me on your platform because you know, like this something I always want to do. I was always young and I felt like I had a certain mindset. So when certain people talk certain things, I used to pay attention to that. And like people that really like speak game and knowledge, and I was young catching on to that, and I'll be around so many people that don't care about that shit, and I'll be like, bro, y'all talk about this bullshit. Like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I'll be at work, you know, I'm an electromechanic too, so y'all know, you feel me? Like,
Told
the boy
you,
got
many
skills,
hats,
you
many
feel
hats.
me? Making that bread. But I'm really an entrepreneur, and I battle with myself being in that situation. I feel like this thing was self-love because I feel like the real me know I can go do these other businesses and all of this other stuff, and I can really replace this income and have even if I even make the same amount I'm making within that job, I'll feel better with myself because I'm doing what I want to do. You feel me? But it's like I had to put in my mind to reprogram my mind. Like, this is all about me just telling myself, like, I'm here to get these resources, learn this trade, get this training so I can do what I need to do, you feel me, for the future, regardless of whatever happened. Because, you know, it's cool there. You know, economy doing what it's doing, but it's cool that I'm learning. So, you know, I'm grateful for the opportunity. But it's like I know what I really want to do. But at the same time, it's having that discipline to be like, nah, I'm going to learn this shit. You feel me? Even though I don't want to do this shit, I can be doing X, Y, Z. I'm going to learn this shit, take this time, take this training. So when I get to my next step, for the future me going to benefit from everything I'm doing. And that's how I think about discipline and doing what I need to do. That's how I think about self-love in general. The future me is going to benefit from what I'm doing right now. I don't want to do this, but shit, it is what it is, you know.
I like that. I feel like for me, when it comes to discipline, right now, it's about getting my health in order. I feel like I need to be better disciplined with my workouts, eating. That's what I'm working on.
Hey, so look, check this out. Depending on how your schedule is, folks, I gotta put you in. You met my little sister.
Yes, I did.
Put you in with her cuz. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like they going crazy.
Yes.
Like, they be faithfully with the gym. Like, I ain't gonna lie. It definitely
Yeah, because
take
I
you
met
on.
little
You feel
sis.
me?
I met little sis.
No,
I need to be
you
up
already,
in there. Yeah,
you already
yeah.
know you part of the family. You feel me? Part of the family. So you know you just gonna be an addition. You know I'll be working during that time. So you know I'm gonna be where I'm at, but you know.
Oh yeah, I would definitely love to because I feel like that's the only area. Well, not the only area. There's, of course, I know there's always improvement that I can do within my life. Whatever level it is, I know that there's always, it's no stopping. Healing doesn't stop. Self-love doesn't stop. Your journey never stops. Your journey is always ongoing.
So yeah, facts, and that's what I was saying. So what I want to say, my bad, not to cut you
No,
off.
you good.
So I feel like another thing to help anybody within the self love journey, finding your tribe, finding people around you that's on the same type of mentality that wants to be more, like, you feel me, that wants to learn more, have a certain knowledge, and that going a certain way. You feel me?
Facts.
People who you align with on that level. You know, like I'm very family oriented. You feel me? Like you know, so. Is when I meet people and I see they got a certain mindset or whatnot, you feel me? I be the energy there, you feel me? Ain't no point. Oh yeah, I'm fucking okay. Come to the family, you know. I'll fuck with mama, you know. Come to the crib, you know. Come around,
Right.
pick up the vibes, you know. But it's all about building and whatnot, because at the end of the day, like I told you, I said the black family is important, and even though we might not share blood, family ain't always people that share blood with you.
Facts.
It's people that reciprocate that energy, like. You feel me? We can go party. We go out drinking. You feel me? We can talk this podcast. We finna go to the event. You feel me?
Yep.
I don't know if this is gonna air before this, but you feel me? We gonna be at the black podcast experience.
Yep.
How you say it? Yeah, I'm excited to go. You
I'm
feel
excited
me?
too.
And look, I had to drag her there. Like, no, folks, I want you to come.
Actually, I didn't even know that it was happening. So I really do appreciate you actually sending that to me, because that's motivation for me to do what I'm continuing doing, because this right here is my baby. I've always wanted to do this, and I'm starting out early. I appreciate my following. I appreciate all of y'all.
Yeah.
I
Shout out to
appreciate
y'all.
you actually coming on here, like, especially for a second time. I'm really appreciative of the bonds that I've built with you, and especially with other people that has come on to my show. I appreciate y'all having faith in me. When I tell you that this journey, it wasn't an easy journey, and just to see my little followers feel like I got 9 million. That's how much I love
that. That's how
much
it's supposed to
I
feel.
love y'all. You know?
That's the power of self love. You feel me?
So, like I said, I'm thankful, Rich, that I was able to meet you. I'm thankful that you came on here as well too. Like I said, you always welcome. Y'all gonna see Rich. Rich is gonna be up on here, so make sure y'all know that he's gonna be up in here. So I appreciate you. Also too, you're right. It's about who you surround yourself with. You gotta have people that are motivated around you. You gotta have people that want to see better for themselves. Now, y'all ain't gotta be doing the same thing. We ain't trying to say no copycats.
Having people that see you further than what you see yourself.
Facts.
Like, you know, it's funny. Going back to I was with May yesterday. We was having a conversation, and then I'm like, yo, folks, why don't you, like, we just talk about something, and then she's like, yeah, you know, I've been doing this, working on this and that. I'm like, she said something about credit. I'm like, where your credit at? She told me what it was, and I'm like, damn, girl, you got excellent credit. What you doing with that? She was like, nothing. Like, what should I do? You tell me. You feel me? Because credit, business credit, I did with both of them. So then I started giving some tips, and then she like, well, like, you tell me. I'm like, well, you let me know what this what you want to do. So I was giving her some suggestions, you know. And she was like,
May a hustler.
and she was like, that's crazy, because, you know, like, I'm asking people what I should do. I'm like, no, but it's something that you want to do. But it's like, but that's what this is about. It's about networking, getting into with people. Like, you feel me? You might have a $1 million idea.
You just need to be in the right.
You don't have the resources, but you might can link up with somebody, and they have all the resources you need to execute your plan. Now, all y'all got to do is come together, put an agreement, put a contract together, you feel me, to protect both parties, and y'all can create, you feel me? That's what this is about, like, you feel me? Like, one of the biggest things with being on your platform, and I feel like the greatest thing with having a platform is being able to reach others and to give those ideas out to others, what you're saying, and to network, you feel me?
Yes.
Because that's how we become strong. We have to tap in with each other. We have to build and create with each other.
Facts. Collaboration
over competition. I told you that before.
Because
when we work together, it's so much better we can do, and so much we can reach than when we fighting each other. You feel me? So the more we do that, the stronger we become. So hell yeah, you feel me?
And see, my goal is with this show is to teach people from other people's experiences. I feel like some people can relate. Some people can learn something new. I feel like my podcast is meant for people to just be able to feel at home, sit back with your wine, chill with us, and hear real people share their real experiences, whether it's funny, spicy, juicy, deep topics like this today. It's endless. That's why when people ask me, what's your podcast? What's your podcast about?
So, hey, my bad, not to cut off. I want y'all to tell me what y'all like to hear about the podcast.
Yes,
please. I'll be working with Kae'S, so, she tell me how the podcast doing and what she want to talk about. So I like to help her with topics or whatnot. Like I told you, my thing is service. I like helping people. You feel me? I look at you as a little sister. So it's like we could go in there. What you want to talk about? You let me know what you want to talk about, and look, and I'm gonna come with it. You feel me?
I really like brainstorming with Rich. When I tell you, like, I appreciate you.
Yeah, we
I don't know where you came from, but I'm glad you're here.
Hey, look. Everything happened for a reason. You feel me? We don't believe in coincidence.
Facts. Well, you guys, we gotta wrap it up, but make sure you guys follow Rich. Rich, go ahead and let them know where they can follow you at before I even get into my outro.
Rich4EV4. You feel me on IG.
Big facts. So you already know what's up. It's your girl Kae'S with Kae'S Kissing Booth. Go ahead and make sure that you follow Rich and follow me. All of the information will be in the description, as well as his wellness brand as well. It will be in the description as well. So make sure y'all tap in.
We got some nice products.
They sure do.
I'm working on the site. I've been a little busy lately. It's been Easter Sunday. Been dealing with the kids and everything. But I'm getting the site up and ready. Getting new vendor. New products for all of y'all. You feel me? So
make sure
I'm gonna do a little deal. Especially for the people that watching. I'm gonna give you a product code. You can have in your thing. You feel me?
Perfect.
So anybody this is I'm glad you let me come on your platform and talk about self-love and mental health, because those are very important, being aware of the state of our mental and doing the things we need to do to make sure we're in a good state to perform the way we need to perform. That is very key. You feel me? We can't be out here crashing out. You feel me? I love all my melanated people. Like, I'm so thankful for all of y'all. You feel me? We go through our little, the stuff we go through, but it's okay. You feel me? Like, all we got is each other, so we can't forget about that. You feel me? People always complain like, man, I'm sad that these podcasts talk about this and that, but no, this is what we need to hear. You feel me? We talk about relationships because that's one of the biggest things. You feel me? We are our biggest enemies, folks. When we unite, they can't do nothing to stop us, bro.
100%.
Bro, the spending power and the power we have as a whole, folks, they can't stop us, bro. So they put so much money into putting us against each other and playing us against each other, G. Like, so
and blinding us with the social media.
When we come together, we can't be stopped, G. And that's so important. We got to come together, like, G, that black family, like, you feel me? I ain't gonna lie, he ready to get his family back, man. Give that man a chance, but no, don't play with him. He get to tweaking, kick him out real quick. Don't let that shit go. We ain't approving no toxic shit, but no, for real, we getting counseling. We doing what we need to do.
Facts.
Because the back family is what we need. Like, that's so important. You feel me? And in all seriousness, thank you again for letting me be here. You feel me? I love and I appreciate all of y'all. You feel me?
Big facts.
Until I see y'all next time.
Until you see us next time, we are out.
These days, no Kumaye. Niggas be past tense. Living in the middle. This shit might drive you mad. In a pretty middle.